Hold on, you guys. Can you guys hear me? Yay! There you go. Sorry about that. Hey, what's up, you guys? Finally got this to work. Sorry for the delay. So, before I start, how are you guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Oh, thanks so much, Fujoshi, for subscribing. I appreciate it. So, to those of you who are not yet subscribed and are watching, please subscribe to my channel and let me know if you want this to be like a regular thing, not just for, not just for this incident. You know how we're plagued by COVID 19 and we're just tasked to stay at home. So, yeah, if you want this to be like a regular thing, and yeah, and the rinks are closed. Yes, Oliver, that's correct. And unfortunately, we can't skate. I guess I'd just do this. Let me know if you want this to be like a regular thing where I just sit down and talk to you about skating. And if you want, like, let's say, topics that you want me to discuss, just let me know. So, yeah. Daily. I don't know if I have the time and energy to do it daily though. But yeah, it kind of sucks that there's no classes and stuff like that. So, yeah. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I have my coffee here, by the way. Yeah, that looks good. That tastes good. Okay, so yeah, I'm just here to kind of talk to you about skating and stuff like that. If you have any questions for me regarding, let's say, elements that you're having difficulties with, I know that there are a lot of you here that are avid ice skating fans that don't really have access to a rink or can't afford lessons. So yeah, thank you, Casey, for mentioning my hair. I really like it as well. So yeah, it takes a lot of getting used to, but yeah, I just style it in a way that looks good. Hope you guys like it. We're okay. My family's doing fine. Uh, they're in the province right now, and I'm in the city, so I'm just mostly at home right now. So yeah, thank you so much for joining, you guys, and on such short notice as well. I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys are doing well, well as well. So yeah, thank you, Fia. Appreciate it. I'm I'm on a synchro team. IDK if you could help me with that, but my team and I have been having trouble with our traveling wheel. A traveling wheel that takes just a lot of, especially when you're on a synchro team, you really have to think as one unit so that you don't hit each other. But yeah, it's nice that you're on a synchro team. There's no synchro team here in the Philippines, unfortunately. Thank you, reliably radioactive Raven. I like your name. I get really anxious when there's lots of people on the ice during public skating times. Yeah, I get anxious a lot too, especially here in the Philippines where The skating rinks are mostly in malls. Well, all of them are in malls. So there are really times where you would need to brave the public crowd, which sucks. So and it could get quite distracting, especially when you're already on a high level. So yeah, I totally get what you mean. I, for one, have already obtained the ability to kind of maneuver around the public and to kind of not mind them. And it takes a lot of like mental power to brave the public while you're skating because it could get quite distracting. And if anything, like on a positive note, that would help you with like your your concentration, especially when you're competing. The crowd can get quite distracting, and so if you could skate through a crowd, then that will help your concentration, if anything. I mean, if you can get something positive out of it, I guess it's that. So I almost getting run down by hockey. Okay, that's like my pet peeve. Like, hockey skaters that, I mean, I have nothing against hockey skaters. I have friends that are hockey skaters, but I just don't like it when they're roughhousing and, being very dangerous inside the rink. That's the type of hockey skating that I don't like. Like going unbelievably fast and just, I don't know if they're showing off or anything, but yeah, it's just very dangerous to do that, especially on a public setting. So I mean, I have nothing against hockey players. I have a lot of hockey player friends who just like skating because it just takes their mind off of stress or out of actual practice sessions. But I just don't like it when they're roughhousing inside the rink. That's just even my students that are figure skaters. I don't like them. I don't like it when they're just playing around and roughhousing and playing tag and whatnot. Especially when they get injured because of it. That just pisses me off. So this just goes not only for hockey players but also for figure skaters. I encourage you to always be on the safe side because figure skating isn't figure skating is a very dangerous sport on its own, right? You're skating with knives basically. So, yeah. I hope that you guys always stay safe, okay? And always be on the safe side. I agree. I almost bumped into a hockey player and I don't skate well, so I could have gotten exactly. And not a lot of people know how to evade people. There would be times where even me, like even on accident, I would skate past a public skater, not hitting them, just skating past them, and they didn't know how to evade, and I know how to evade, but they didn't, and they fell because they didn't know how to, carry themselves or something like that. So just always be safe, you guys. Oh, and if you could please follow me on my Instagram page as well. Uh, that would be very very helpful for me because I'm trying to reach 10,000 followers on Instagram before this year ends. Just not for anything, not just because I want more followers. I just want to get access to the swipe up thing on your stories, and you can't do that if you have 10,000. If you don't have enough of a following. So I would appreciate it if you could please. I would appreciate that. Um, and also yeah, share the stream to anyone who might need skating advice, or if you're just an avid figure skating fan yourself. Just if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. So I had to call that out. I feel like I don't do a lot of call to action. I don't do that often. So, and yeah, and I'm not active, and that's the reason why I wanted to go live here on YouTube, because I'm more active on my other social media channels, just because it's less tedious to edit a video and have time to film it and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want to get more frequent updates from me, please follow me on my social media. It's just JS Minas on Instagram and Twitter. It annoys me so much too, especially when there's less experienced skaters. It might discourage them and scare them off from skating again. I agree that uh, Keki gaming. Yeah, I agree as well. Uh, and especially when they're with their parents, right? So they might, and you know how you're encouraging your parent to let you skate, and then when they see an accident, they'll get more discouraged not to allow you to do so. So, yeah, it's just really a bad rep if you're roughhousing generally. So, yeah. Have you ever competed in a competition similar to the Grand Prix? No, not really, because for you to be able to join like a Grand Prix sort of thing, you have to like compete in multiple events to gain points. I didn't really experience that while I was skating competitively. So yeah, it would be fun though, I guess, to at least experience it, but unfortunately I couldn't. So yeah. Thank you so much for you guys for just sticking around. I know it's late wherever you guys are. It's early here in Manila. It's 8 in the morning. You're probably having breakfast or something, or you're probably stuck at home. So just hang out with me, ask me some questions. You know. Hey Eloisa, thanks for joining the live stream. I hope one day you can be my coach. I hope so too. That's why I'm offering this time to you guys. So if ever you don't like say have a coach or something, or if I can't coach you physically, I'll be able to kind of um, share my knowledge here. Yeah, you're one of the reasons I learned to skate. Thanks, Arya D. I appreciate that. Thanks, Alali, for still joining the live stream. I might be going to Excel Nationals. Oh, wow. Congratulations. I hope you keep it up. 6 p.m. here in Canada. So, okay. Got it. It's midnight in England. Wow. You guys are from everywhere. Where are you guys from? So I see we have people from Europe. I please be safe there, you guys. I just got news that Italy is now the new epicenter of the coronavirus. So just be safe, especially when especially if you're in Europe. Like, okay. Philippines, of course, mabuhay, mga kababayan. Arizona, wow. New York, Illinois, Philippines, yeah. Poland, Malaysia, wow. That's so cool. UK, awesome. Yeah, 24-hour format. Actually, I have to change my clock to like the military time because there's been a lot of instances where because I work at night and there were instances where I thought I slept throughout my entire shift, but it's just 8 p.m. in it's just 8 p.m. at night and my shift hasn't even started yet. So I get scares like that. So if I change my time to like the military time, I know that it's night. California, I've been there I think twice. Once in SoCal. I stayed in Pasadena and then I stayed in LA one time. So that's nice. Yeah, it's been a while though. It's been a while. I skated in Anaheim and Lakewood. You still connect contact with Phil and Barrymore? Not as much. It's been a while since I've contacted them. I miss them though. They're one of my favorite cosplayers ever. Okay. Ooh, you can do this? Wow. I'm gonna try to pin a merchandise. I don't want. I just want to check if. Oh, oh. Do you see that in chat? Wow. I didn't know that. So just so you know, you guys, I just plug it as well. I have an online store where I sell my merch. So if you could just check that out if you guys want to have a hoodie or a mug or a phone case and stuff like that. So yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna unpin it now. I just want to see. I'm just checking out because I haven't done the live stream, like the new version of the live stream yet. So I'm just kind of figuring things out. Washington, Michigan. Wow, you guys are from everywhere. That's so cool. So, anything ice skating related that you guys want to talk about? I miss Yoicon. I miss it too. I miss Yoicon too. Tourist trap hellhole city. Why? Why is it a tourist trap? Hi, Shy. Thanks for joining. Kuya Joel, any tips for those who are beginners? I really want to start skating this summer. Okay, so first tip, I guess, is to kind of, and these are realistic tips, I guess. Assess as early as possible what you want to do with your skating career. And the reason why I do that is so that your coach can also set expectations. Like, for example, if I'm like 20 something years old and I want to go to Olympics, let's say, for single skating, that's not possible. Like, you might quit skating because you might think that you can achieve it, but you couldn't. So, I guess before that, tip number one is, of course, you need to love it. I mean, you need to love figure skating because that's gonna be the reason why you would start in the first place. So I recommend that you, of course, start with assessing but to yourself, like, do you really like this sport? Like, do I really want to pursue this? Because if you feel like quitting, that's where you're gonna return to, like why you started in the first place. So that's, I guess, tip number one. Tip number two, yeah, is to assess where you want to go to your skating career. Do you just want to be recreational? Do you want to go to the Olympics or something like that? And your coach, if ever you're gonna really start skating seriously, your coach will be able to, align those goals with you, you know? So yeah. And tip number three, I guess, is um to really anticipate that you're gonna spend a lot of money. Ice skating is a very expensive sport, and so you have to, of course, be financially equipped to also start skating. Also, my other tip is to find time to skate. Being a good skater does not happen overnight. I've been skating since 2002, and so it took me a long time to be at my skating ability. Like, for me to be able to say that I can skate comfortably without thinking about whether I'm gonna fall or not. That's very very long. That's a very long process to be able to get comfortable with, like, the turns and the steps and the difficult turns and the clusters and all that. It takes a long time of hard work, like awareness, dedication, stuff like that. So make sure that you get you anticipate that it's gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take a long time, and I guess the main advantage of that is it's very rewarding once you really get into it, and once you accomplish, let's say, a difficult turn or a difficult jump that you've been working on. It's just very very fulfilling. Like, if I can do this, I can do anything, so yeah, I guess those are my tips. Just be relentless, have fun, make some friends, and just really enjoy the process, because it's super fun. It's super fun to skate, and you get the chance to be, like, a Yuri Katsuki or something like that. So that's always good. Yes, that's good. Yeah, that is correct. You're never too old to start skating, though. But it's all it that I am completely an advocate for that. But at the same time, make your goals realistic. I mean, anyone can skate. It's just not everyone can be, let's say, an Olympic athlete, let's say, or go to the Olympics. And so, from there's a fine line between that. So you have to always establish your expectations, because in the future, if those expectations don't get met, you might end up quitting the sport altogether. So also, I know that that might sound offensive for some some people, but everyone can skate, and I encourage everyone to skate because it's fun. So, but like me, for example, I thought that I was going to the Olympics at one point in my life, but during your skating career, I guess this is another tip. There would be times where there would be setbacks, and so if that's the case, you would need to realign your expectations. Don't have like a single shot mind where I have to go here. If I don't go here, I'm gonna be disappointed and stuff like that. While you're skating, you might encounter injuries along the way, or you might get into a slump or something like that. So always realign your expectations of the sport, but at the same time, do not lose the fun factor, because you can always look at an advantage. I mean, I might have not then gotten to the Olympics, but here I am. I'm coaching. I'm doing cosplay. I'm still enjoying the fruits of my labor from when I started skating. So, yeah, I guess that's another tip. That's a tip that you won't hear from basically everyone. Will not. That's a tip that you won't hear from everyone, because a lot of people will say, "Yeah, you can do it. You can go to the Olympics." And stuff like that. But it varies from people to people. Just I guess the bottom line here is to love the sport, and whatever happens in your career, whether you just skate casually or you start competing and ultimately go to the Olympics, you then you still have that love for the sport regardless of what happens to you. You know what I mean? So maybe tips on how to stop. Okay, so here's the thing. When you learn skating, the most basic stop that you can do is just putting your hands on your knees until you slow down, like with your feet parallel to the ice. Just putting your hands on your knees until you slow down. And the reason why is because figure skating stops in general, even for public skaters, are very difficult. And the reason why is, especially when you're using public skates, takes a it takes a lot of effort to really scrape the ice with your blade, like do that scraping motion, and that takes a lot of practice and awareness of where your blade's at. You know how you have your inside and your outside blades, and when you do like the most basic stuff like the snowplow, you have to really like put pressure on your inside edge for you to be able to stop. So that takes a lot of practice. And I did create a video about that. If you look at my first Skating 101 video, like figure skating for beginners, I did do a video about like what the exercises you can do for you to be able to do a snowplow. So yeah, that's the easiest, but for you to be able to know how to stop correctly, my advice for you is to really feel like, what I always tell my students is, feel like your skates are like a part of your body, like from the blade up until the boot. I feel like it's a part of your body and have control over it, so that when you do your inside edge and then you stop, you really press on that edge and like stop and scrape the ice. That figure skating stops really require a lot of awareness and like putting the pressure where it needs to be on your blade. So that's I guess an advice that I could give for figure skating stops. So yeah. What's your favorite figure skating move? I like, of course, the hydroblade. I like hydroblades, and I also like doing Russian split jumps. I really like elements that are I really like elements where even if you're not a figure skater, you can still appreciate it. Like, you know, how flashy a Russian split jump is, or how cool a hydroblade is, you know, stuff like that. So, welcome back, Casey. Thanks for coming back. All right. I wish I could do a hydroblade one day. I hope so too. And if I don't know if I'm qualified enough to do like a hydroblade tutorial. I don't know. Probably when I when this quarantine fiasco is all over, I'll try to do like a tutorial on how to do a hydroblade. Probably, who knows. So yeah. Also, I guess a tip for hydroblades as well. I see this a lot. I don't like. Okay, here's a pet peeve for me on hydroblades. When I see people doing hydroblades, do not lift your free leg. Like, you know how when you do the hydroblade and then the legs like up like that? Don't do that. Drop that leg because it will help your balance. So when you do a hydroblade, you have to have your weight equally distributed on your hands and on your skate. So on the leg that's like underneath. So try, I guess, if anyone's doing hydroblades here, do not lift your free leg. Always like if it needs to be like on the ice. So your balance points are your hands. Like when you're doing that, your hands and then your foot needs to be dropped inside down the ice. Okay, yeah. Because what happens, you know how when I do hydroblades, it's very flat, like it goes across the ice and not on a tight circle, and that's because I have the three balance points on my hands and on my boot, so I can kind of control whether the curve is very tight or not, or just very narrow, so I can skate across the ice. When you lift up your free leg, all of the weight goes inside the circle, and you're gonna do like, the little teeny tiny hydroblade that goes inside the circle like that. That's the reason why like it goes like on a tight circle. So drop that free leg. I definitely appreciate. I have never skated, but seeing Yuri on ice and you, I just love ice skating. Yeah, and I don't know if it's obvious enough, but from the way that I'm explaining things to you guys. So, yeah. Um, so I just love ice skating. I mean, even though I'm like in the corporate world and having that as my bread and butter, I still coach. I still skate. I still do. Hopefully, I can still do Yuri on Ice covers in the future. It's just the movie, man. It just takes a while. Takes a long time. Uh, so thank you for the people who are still viewing the live stream at the moment. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. It's fun hanging out with you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the viewers that are watching right now. Any other questions that you have for me for skating? Thanks, Eloisa. That's so sweet. In Brazil, there is not enough ice for that. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, um, I'm currently, I don't know if I'm gonna use this anytime soon, but I do have the, what do you call this? The roller skates that I got from Golden Horse. Oh, I did see a comment asking for good quality ice skating boots. Of course, I have to go with the Ideas. The Ideas are like top tier, really good quality skates. Uh, it has memory foam padding, so it's just really cool. I still have my Idea skates right now, but if you're looking for really good quality skates that are much cheaper, I recommend Golden Horse skates. They really have really good quality skates for a fraction of the cost of an ice fly. I might do like a comparison video because I have both skates and I've been skating on both skates for a while now. But yeah, what level are you? So when I retired, I was junior. I was a junior skater, and then when yeah, junior, and then I was freestyle 8, but I could do up until freestyle 9. You're definitely the best Yuri cosplayer I've ever seen. Thank you. I appreciate that. I remember seeing you in Mega Mall skating rig, and I was too scared to approach you. Oh, please approach me. Yeah, please approach me. I mean, I don't want to give out that, intimidating persona. I mean, you can always you can catch me whenever. I mean, as long as I'm not in a hurry or if I'm not doing anything busy, you can always just approach me and take, just say hi and stuff like that. Take pictures. I don't want you guys to ever be intimidated by me because hello, I'm just a potato. So I have a day ice flies. Oh wow, that's nice. I've heard good things about ice flies and pianos. I have the concertos, by the way. If you guys are wondering. Yeah, I'm retired. I just coach right now. I don't compete anymore. How on earth do you do loops? Okay, so here's an advice about loop jumps. Okay, so every time you think loop, if you don't skate the opposite way, always think about your right side. So your loop is all about pressing over the right side. You know how when your legs are crossed like that, you have to step on your right foot, like step on it, put pressure on it, and also before you take off, like keep your what do you call this? Your shoulders like like that, and then your arms over like that. So everything needs to be on your right side with your left arm in front of you. So you have to look like that. So you have to be like stepping on your right side before you prep for the loop. So yeah. If you could show me your video or send it to me on Instagram and I'll review it for you. Um, it takes more to it than that, but yeah, just when you think loop, think right side, like stepping on your right side before you take off. So yeah, and don't like when you scoop to it, don't release the left shoulder, like just keep everything on your right side, keep your left arm in front and scoop. Do you still use your street skates from that video? Honestly, the last time I used those skates are from that video. I haven't really tried using that elsewhere because there's no place here where I can really use them. Like there's no basketball court nearby where I can just skate and stuff like that. So yeah. My feet are way too wide for Idea skates. Yeah, because they're very narrow. Yeah. Yeah, Rydell Wristboard are really good skates. Harlick's getting better. Before I've had experiences, well, not personal experiences, but for other skaters that I'm skating with, I've noticed that their Harlick skates are very heavy, like super heavy, like heavier than Espiteris. I used to be an Espiteris before, so yeah, not the most comfortable pair of skates for Harlicks, but they're getting better right now. Like they're constantly innovating, we know, with the carbon soles and stuff like that, and they're fully customizable. But yeah, with regards to like lightweight, good quality skates, Edea's like top tier. It's just really good. It's just really good. VGC, oh, that's a good idea. Okay. All right. Do you still use your street skates? Yeah, okay. I've answered that. Yeah. It just really sucks that the rinks are closed. But we have to take the necessary measures to prevent the spread of this virus. Okay. Do you have any advice for flip, salcow, and toe loop? So, um, the thing that's a little bit more common for the flip, the salcow, and the toe loop is that all of them take off with your arms like this. So with your left arm in front and then your right arm back. All of them do that. So make sure that you make sure that on your takeoff, your left arm's in front and you don't release your shoulder. So that's the most common against all of them. For flip and toe, since they're both picking jumps, they're both toe jumps. just make sure that you don't pre-rotate, and don't stand on your toe pick for a long time. Like, you just use your picking foot to just vault off up off the ice. You don't stay there for a long time and then do like a toe waltz jump and stuff like that. So there's a lot into that's there's a lot of things that go into it. Just remember that for those three, the jumps, just keep your left arm in front and your right arm back before you take off. I think that's the advice that I could give, because those three jumps are a little bit different in nature. Like the flip takes off with the right picking foot, toe loop takes off on the left picking foot, and the salchows and edge jump. So yeah, Harleys are brutal, exactly. And I've seen skaters like with massive blisters using Harley skates from before. I mean, I don't know right now because I don't know any skaters, at least from the Philippines, that are using Harley skates. It's more common there in the U.S. But yeah, yes, I live in the Philippines. I do. See what the comments look like. Yeah. I know you did a video about on this, but what's it like being an ice skater in a LGBT community? Well, it's, I guess, much easier here than it is abroad because, well, one, well, wait, I take that back. It's difficult. Like, looking back, like, yeah, it's difficult because not only do you get critique from people inside the rink but outside the rink as well, like especially when you become like a public figure. I mean, I'm not necessarily like a big public figure, but whenever you're on the public eye, like when you get mainstream and they see that you're a guy that's a figure skater, it just so happens that I'm gay, but there's this stigma that, you're like a twirl girl and you do ballet and you're gay and stuff like that. But there's unfortunately a stigma. It's difficult. It's more difficult than when you're a straight hockey player. I don't know, but it's difficult, and so you just learn how to kind of finesse, finesse in the moment, and just don't care about anything that they say, because like what the mother of RuPaul said: if they don't pay your bills, pay them no mind. So yeah, I know it's sometimes easier to say but harder to do, and I acknowledge that, but it's just what you need to do. Just gather a group of friends that you can use as a support group. Don't mind them, do your thing, and yeah, just live. Yes, I live in the Philippines. Yeah. Favorite jump? Like, really, like the technical ice skating jump, I really like the salchows. I really like salchows because they're my comfort jump. Like, if even if I don't warm up, I can do a salchow. That's just how it is. So that's like my comfort jump. I like axles as well, probably, but like the jumps, I really like, not the jumps, like the uncaptured jumps. I like Russian split jumps. Yeah, because they're just so flashy and you look really cool doing it. So, oh, modal sushi. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. A lot of people are into that. It's like a Chinese sitcom, right? It's like a Chinese romance, like a BL love story thingy. So, all the jumps and spins for the beginner, like what kind? It's hard to give advice on that, since there's just so many. I guess what I can advise is to listen to your coach for those jumps and spins. Even though it's for beginners, jumps and spins are really difficult, especially if you're a beginner skater. I guess to answer your question, I'm not gonna answer how to do it. I guess it's more tips on like learning new jumps and new spins. make sure that you get your basics down first. Okay? By basics, I mean before you even try to jump or spin, make sure that you know how to skate forwards comfortably, you know how to skate backwards comfortably, you know your turns, your three turns, your brackets, your choctaws, at least your three turns, I guess, for beginners. Know how to do like every single kind of three turn imaginable. Like your inside three turns, your outside three turns, your forward and backward three turns. And also, yeah, just do a lot of off ice training for jumps as well, because it takes a lot of getting used to like jumping, especially if you're on the ice, and doing off ice exercises will really help you with that. But yeah, for doing just basic jumps and spins, you need to learn how to do your basic elements first. Do not skip into doing a jump and spin first if you do not know how to do a three turn. If you do not know how to do a mohawk or backward crossovers, forward crossovers, those are equally important in learning how to do a basic jump or spin. Yeah. And I know it's frustrating, but that's the sad truth, sweetheart. Because before you can even jump or spin, you need to do a crossover to like a three turn before you can even spin. Because that's your prep work. You don't just jump and spin. This is what I always tell my skaters. You don't start the element when you do it. You start when you prep for it. So let's say when you're gonna do a spin, the spin doesn't start when you're spinning. It starts when you do the backward crossovers, and then you do your wind up, and then you do your three turn into stepping into your spin until you exit the spin. That's the entire element, and not just the actual jumping or spinning. So if you're basic and you want to learn how to jump or spin, you need to learn how to skate first. Skate forward, skate backwards, forward crossovers, backward crossovers, do your basic turns, do your basic steps, your mohawks, your choctaws. Do all of those first, okay? Before you even start jumping or spinning. That's my advice. Oh, okay. So you really recommend Modao sushi. Okay. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Modao sushi. How do you get over fear while skating? Like for me, I always mess things up because I'm scared of messing up. That's hard. Skating is more not only physical but mental. It's a mental sport. Like you might be the strongest skater, but if you're messed up here, it's gonna mess up your skating. And so if you're feeling fear, fear is because you're feeling fear because of the unknown. Okay, you are fearful because you are not sure of what's gonna happen. You're gonna fear that you're gonna fall, fear that you're gonna not stand up, or fear that you might hurt yourself. So the first thing is to acknowledge that fear and do what you can to minimize those fears by being prepared in skating, at least. Like what you do is, for example, ask your coach, have trust in your coach that he or she is telling you the correct things, and trust in that. And the moment you do, and just the moment you skate dumb, the more that you'll be able to do that element or that particular maneuver. And I know it's easier said than done, but you're gonna not gonna be able to do it if you don't do it, basically. So yeah, just trust in your coach, trust in your technique, trust in yourself, because as long as you do that, you'll be able to have the courage to do the element that you're fearful of. And sometimes fear comes from being unprepared. You know, you have to also source where that fear is coming from. Sometimes fear is because you're unprepared. You're not prepared to do this and you're trying to do it. So you become prepared by practicing, by doing exercises leading to that element that you're working on, by seeking motivation from your friends and family. You know, those factors can help you overcome that fear. And yeah, and what I don't want to happen to you is to always have that fear, and then years months came by and weeks comes by and years comes by, and you haven't learned that element because you're fearful, and then you regret being fearful in the first place. So while you still can, while you still have the opportunity to skate, just do it. Basically. So yeah. Your favorite ice skater? I like Yuzuru Hanyu and Yuna Kim. Those are my top skaters. I really like them. Their work ethic, the way they address their fame. They're very, very humble and down to earth and very grounded. If ever I make it big, I don't know. If ever like I make it big in the future, I want to be like them, where I don't forget where I come from and stuff like that. So, am I am I allowed to share a link? Yeah, sure. Oh, someone skated to Modao Sushi. That's nice. I haven't seen someone skate to that. So, it's probably when I try watching it, probably skate a routine from it. I don't know. Probably. So yeah, anything else that you guys want to ask me? Any other questions? I'm gonna end this live stream in like 8 minutes, 7 minutes. I'm gonna try to just keep this live stream in about an hour. And let me know if you guys want to make this like a monthly thing or a weekly thing where I just sit down and, you know, talk to you guys about skating. And let me know if you have like a specific topic in mind that you want me to tackle. So you guys can kind of have this minion meeting, this minion assembly, you know. Have you seen the pair skaters that skated to Yuri on ice? Yeah, the Olympics, right? It was a Japanese pair team. I saw. It's super cool. They threw a triple lutz, and you don't really see that on like competitive pair skating. They just do salchows and stuff like that. So that's very nice of them to put. Are there still things that you don't know about ice skating? Oh, definitely. There's a lot of things that I don't know about ice skating. I don't know the principles on pair skating, on dance. I don't know the requirements on those. And that's what I like about this sport. There's always new things to learn. So, I mean, I might be a coach, but I am man enough to say that I don't know everything. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that I don't know about the sport. But whatever I know, I will let you guys know. Whatever I know, I'll share it with you guys, and whatever I don't know, I'll tell you as well. Honestly, I'm not gonna pretend that I know everything, because I don't. Any tips on how not to fall out of spins, especially back spins? For back spins, if you're falling on a backspin, that means that you're not hitting your outside edge. You have to do your back spins on a backward outside edge, and your blade needs to also, if this is your right foot, your blade needs to also be on your outside edge when you're spinning. So you're probably falling because you're hitting it on the inside. That just takes a lot of practice and making sure that your back spins are fast enough so it hits the backward outside. So make sure that you're on your back outside and you're scraping the ice. If you're doing that, you won't fall out of it, because your toe pick will stop you from falling if you're hitting your sweet spot. What's a jump you had hardest time learning? Before, like my double axel and my triple jumps, like it was really hard for me because, well, for one, we don't really have the equipment like the harnesses and stuff like that for us to be able to gain the confidence to attempt a triple. And it was just something that was difficult for our batch, because none of us were doing triples and well, double axles and stuff like that. So it was we got to it eventually, but it was really hard at first. Yeah. You're welcome, Kathy. Good luck on your backspins. I really love backspins. I use them as, and it's very important for you to learn how to do your backspins because it's kind of like your warm up. And when you do a backspin, it simulates how you rotate in the air, like how fast you squeeze into your backspin. Yeah, that's very important. You don't have an American accent. What country are you from? I'm from the Philippines. That's why I have this accent. I don't think that I have an accent. I think I'm neutral. Because if I have a Filipino accent when I talk, I shouldn't be talking like this as well because a Filipino accent is different. Like it sounds like this when you're speaking on a Filipino accent, you talk like this. So I don't talk like that. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a good Filipino accent, honestly, even though I'm Filipino. You Hello, Pin the Panda. I like your name. Pin the Panda. Pin the Panda. That's so clever. Welcome to the Minion meeting. Unfortunately, though, I have to end this live stream in a while. So, I really like it that because I can see like the analytics of the stream, and I really like the audience retention that I'm seeing. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching and for sitting down with me for an hour. I mean that. Of course, Pin the Panda. I won't forget your name. Like when I see you in person, just let me know that you're Pin the Panda. I won't be able to. I won't forget that name. Oh, it's Dutch for peanut. I didn't know that. I thought your name was like a play on words, like Pin the Panda. I thought I thought it was, yeah. When I get stressed or anxious or focused, this weird Irish Scottish accent. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna end this live stream in a couple of in like a minute. But I just wanna take this opportunity to thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new from today. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're watching, please subscribe to my channel and like this stream and hit the notification bell so every time I post, you'll be notified. And also, please follow me on my social media as well. It's just JSMINAS on my Instagram and my Twitter. I also have a Facebook page, just show Joel Minas. I should be the first result. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are safe. Wash your damn hands and stay at home. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.